those of you here in the sanctuary and those of you online. This is our 20-minute silent meditation where we actually really get to drop into that place of no thoughts. No thoughts. Just paying attention to our breath as it goes through our nostrils and back out. Just breathing into the deep silence that is within. And when we find our mind caught in thoughts or stories, gently, gently bring it back to the breath. So enjoy this delicious time inside. 20 minutes. as we enjoy this last minute of meditation, I'm going to introduce a little metta practice. So the merits that we've generated from our practice together, we will direct into the world. So may all beings be happy and know the causes of happiness. May all beings be healthy and know the causes of healthiness. And may all beings be peaceful and know the causes of peacefulness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So be it. Thank you for joining us this morning, and the service will start in 10 minutes.
Jeremy Lieber and the Renegade Monks, everybody. Oh, good morning, everyone. All right, I want everyone to just give yourself a little pat on the back that you made it out in the midst of the rain. You're actually here. Welcome, welcome. I'm Reverend Deanne Morency. I'm the senior minister here at Unity in Marin. If you're watching on the live stream, we just want you to know that we're jealous. But that we're glad that you're with us whenever it is that you're watching. For those of you who know that we have more people watch us online during the week than actually come and visit in real time on Sundays. So we're all going to turn around and we're going to say hi to everybody who's watching on the live stream. We're going to say good morning. And just know whenever you're watching that you're still with us here in this container and consciousness that we're creating. So if you're new to Unity, We're a community that's grounded in an understanding of our own innate wholeness, of our own innate divine nature, and that we're here to show up as that, we're here to share that, we're here to model it, and we're here to be compassionate with the rest of the world and with ourselves as we struggle to do. Anybody in here struggling to be their most divine self right now? Yeah. Yeah, no pretending allowed in here. We get to come together. In unity, we would call it a spiritual bypass, right? Where, people say, "How you doing?" And you go, "Oh, it's all good." And what you really mean is, "My entire life has fallen apart, but I'm not supposed to talk about it." We come together here together so we can be honest about what's alive for us in our life, and then we get to bring spiritual principles to that experience so that we can support ourselves, so that we can transform our experience, so that we can remember something about who we truly are. So I know it can take a lot to just get here. And so today is a very special day, actually. We have Reverend Ken Daigle, like my brother from another mother. And I love your mother. And we also have the fabulous Deborah Winters in the house. Karen Drucker is just visiting us. Isn't that awesome? So we're going to start off with a song, and the idea behind the song is to allow yourself to settle, right? To settle here, to just be in this room right now. I'm going to invite the Soulful Sisters to come on up. Oh, and my wife is reminding me, so Lent actually begins this week, and if Unity holds Lent as an opportunity for us to release what doesn't serve and to re-engage and reimagine what will serve. That's how we hold the time of Lent. So there are Lent booklets that are in the lobby. We can mail them to you if you're watching on the live stream. Just reach out to the office and let them know you'd want one, and we're happy to send it out to you. Now we're going to sing our community song.
There's quite enough love for one like me, and in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me, and there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any Spirit, sweet Spirit, Spirit is in this very room. And in this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, Spirit is in this very room. And in this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope
enter into the prayer field, as we light this candle, which we've been lighting for the past several weeks, we're lighting it for our country, we're lighting it for all who are in fear, we're lighting it for all who are standing in power with their voice. We're lighting it for all who, just an invitation to breathe into our values of peace and love, of inclusion and empathy. I'm going to invite the prayer chaplains to rise. I'm going to invite Wendy Miley to come forward with the prayer box. The prayer chaplains are going to encircle this community, and anyone who understands themselves as someone who holds consciousness, feel free to join them if you so wish. And just know that if you're watching on the live stream, that you are held in this container of love, this container that is anchored in our true nature and our true name. So the invitation is to open the heart, open the mind, allowing the stillness and the quiet at the center of our being, allowing ourselves the opportunity to rest in that centered awareness of who we truly are. Breathing as the one power and the one presence. Welcoming the truth of who each one of us is. Recognizing that love that has no opposite. That power and that presence that is ours to access, to live into, to be the very hands and feet. And so as we create this container of light and love, I invite you to place into it whatever it is that you might be carrying in your heart. The people, the places, the situations, and if you want to speak their names aloud, feel free to do so right now. Placing all who have reached out for prayer, placing all who are in the midst of some sort of physical challenge, placing all who are navigating loss in any way, navigating any sense of separation from who we truly are. And as we lay these situations into this container of love, I invite you to see the truth with me. I invite you to see and to know the abundance that is always available and always accessible. I invite you to see and to know with me the love that is more powerful than anything. That there is nothing that can stand as an opposite to that love, that harmonizing. I invite you to see the peace and the ease and the grace in all the situations, to see our body temples vibrant and alive with health and with wholeness. And I invite you to see this country just at peace with itself, as we are all invited to be at peace with ourselves. How grateful I am for this opportunity to just be still and know, to recenter, to reallow, to welcome the wholeness that is our true nature and our true name, to anchor that for ourselves, for this community, and for the world. In gratitude for this and so much more beyond words, I know that this prayer is activated in time and in space through each one of us. And in agreement, I invite you to know this with me by saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you, everyone. You may be seated. And I'm going to invite Tom McAuliffe to come up here, but Ken just reminded me that I actually wrote something in the Lent booklet. We write them so far in advance that I had completely forgotten. So we will be doing Lent readings during Lent. It'll be something that we'll be doing from the book coming up over the next couple of weeks. And folks are coming in from the lobby. Welcome, and I'm going to turn it over to Tom.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome team, would you please raise your hand? All right, thank you. If you're new here, we're all part of the welcome team. If you see someone you don't recognize, say hello. Is this microphone working? Okay. Could be a little louder, but it's working. Anyway, happy to be here. It is a rainy day. Can we bless our rain? Yay! Rain is there it is, Ken. Thank you. Join us in the courtyard after services for a little hospitality, and stay connected through the connection card that's in the bulletin that you were handed out with. Text us at 415-991-7111 to get a welcome message from Reverend Deanne. Check us out on all the social media sites. We're looking to impact the world positively and generously. So hopefully you're all part of that experience. You know what would be nice? A world that was spiritually awakened and transformed through realizing our divine potential. Can you get behind that with me? All right. Our vision is, together, a world spiritually awakened and transformed through realizing our divine potential. This is powerful stuff. We have a mission here at Unity in Marin. It is, we are a loving community dedicated to spiritual growth, inclusivity, and service. We honor and care for ourselves, each other, and the natural world. And we do that through our three core values of connectivity, inclusivity, and authenticity. Let's state those together. Living in an awareness of unity with all. Cultivating a safe space to celebrate diversity and value the uniqueness of every person, and being true to ourselves, our values, and spirit. Thank you for that. And thank you to Wendy Miley. There you are. Wendy has gratitude and appreciation of all of us who drove her to appointments when she could not drive herself. And we're so happy to have you as part of our community, Wendy. Thank you. Carolyn Gauthier did the flower arrangement. And I think this is wild. Keith and Leanne Valentine celebrating their 4th anniversary on Valentine's weekend. What do you think that? How did that happen? Keith and Leanne, are you in the room today? Oh, there they are. All right. Just a coincidence, right? One said yes, one said no. Our hospitality and flower sponsorship today is unannounced. So visit Charcel to get on the list so I can say your name or someone can say your name from the podium. And our artist collector of the week is the fabulous artist, more coming soon. It's a great artist. Reverend Deanne, you're up.
So each week, we honor someone or someones who have been part of sacred service. And as all of you know, without sacred service, we're not here. And as many of you know, I've been having some health challenges. And there is a person who, on so many levels, supports not just me, but the entire community. But in particular, in the last couple of months, just has been like the superstar that we all know that she is, and that is Lynn Sieverforce. Board President Extraordinaire. So, thank you, Lynn, for everything you do and so much more. And she does it with like a crazy job and, and she always makes time. I'll text her. I'll be like, do you have a minute? And it's always yes. Always yes. So, we have the fabulous Deborah Winters with us today. So I'm going to invite Deborah to come on up.
Don't you think you owe it to yourself to look inside of you and take the time to realize what you are here to do? Don't you think the time has finally come to stand and face the fire, to walk into the blazing sun and claim your heart's desire? You were placed upon this earth with a mission to complete. Now the time has come, so stand up strong and claim your destiny. You must move in the direction of your dreams and act as if they've already come true. Even when there is no hope, or so it seems, just move in the direction of your dreams. Do you think that you're not good enough to be a shining star? Do you think because the road looks tough that you won't get that far? Do you believe that only some are great and others left for chance? Or maybe that it's just too late, a futile circumstance? You were placed upon this earth with a mission to complete. Now the time has come, so stand up strong and claim your destiny. And you must move in the direction of your dreams and act as if they've already come true. Even when there is no hope, or so it seems, just move in the direction of your dreams. And when the world feels like it's crashing all around you, and the clouds around are darkening your day, well then just be still and know that there's something deep within you that will always, always know the way. You must move in the direction of your dreams and act as if they've already come true. Even when there is no hope, or so it seems, just move in the direction of your dreams. You must move in the direction of your dreams.
Deborah Winters. So it is my joy to introduce our speaker for today, Ken Daigle. So this is his book. It has been on sale in the bookstore, so please go get your copy. He is going to be signing the book here today, probably in the sanctuary, actually, so it'll be nice and dry. I just want to say, so Ken and I have known each other a long time now. Yeah, 2012, actually, I think, right? So 14 years. And I was his associate minister at Unity San Francisco while he was building the program that was the birth of what this book is, and that's Absolute Abundance. And why I wanted to mention that is because Absolute Abundance is actually how I got here. Because I was teaching Absolute Abundance, Tim brought me in to teach Absolute Abundance, and I taught all 3 of the courses for that year, and then the next thing I knew, I was being offered a position. So, so without further ado, I'm going to let Reverend Ken come on up here and share his process of unapologetic manifestation.
Thank you, my sister. Hi there. Hi, Regina. Hi. It is so good to be able to speak in Marin and not have to drive into the city today. Excuse me. So a little bit of a joke. I was just whispering to Karen Drucker. Last week I spoke at Unity on the Bay in Miami, Florida, and they were all upset because it got down into the 30s the week before. And then here, it's actually raining, and we're all in bed. It's like, so everybody's got their weather stuff because it's February, right? And it is in the Northern Hemisphere, this enormous time of change for us. And what I've come to realize is that it is always an enormous time of change in our lives. There's diagnoses that happen. There's life events that happen. People we love transition. People we love leave. That our kids grow up and sometimes fail at the launch, right? Our kids bring us opportunities to grow deeper and to be bigger. And every one of those things presents some kind of challenge for us. For me, it was and remains stepping into my full, authentic, and into my power, into my strength, into my wisdom, and into the 6 decades that I've lived here in this world and on this planet and own it. My first Unity minister was Eric Butterworth. Right? I didn't know how lucky I had it. I was in my 20s. I went to Avery Fisher Hall, the Philharmonic Hall in Manhattan, and sat in a room with 3,000 other people and listened to Eric Butterworth every Sunday. Wow. And his greatest book is Discover the Power Within You, and it has been my journey every step of the way to fulfill that, to actually discover the power within me and to let it out, to allow it to create the life I say I truly want. And recently, I was doing the book launch in San Francisco of the book, and the title says it all, Unapologetic Manifestation. And the interviewer, Chip Conley, asked me, so unapologetic manifestation, do you think there's something you need to apologize for? And the question was like smack in the face. And I was like, oh, yeah, I do. That's the point for all of us. But I said to him, when I was little, I was beaten at home by my dad, who was going to make a man out of me, show me what it was to be a man. And on the way to school, I was beaten up by the other boys on the way to school. And at school, I was beaten by the nuns. And I found it ironic. I opened your bulletin, and my talk title in the bulletin is Lent, Ken Daigle. It's like, I'm not talking about Lent. Which is just funny because I really come to be able to embrace and feel empowered by my Catholic roots. I think Lent is a fabulous holiday. And on Tuesday, most importantly for those of us from New Orleans, it's Mardi Gras. So I'm wearing my Mardi Gras shirt, right? I am ready to parade, and I'm ready to stand out there and dance and celebrate every ounce of who I am. Unapologetically stepping into my power. Unapologetically stepping into my strengths, and unapologetically asking for help when I need it. Like I need the clicker. I came up here without the clicker, so thank you, Deanne. And I know Chris had my back too. So, those of you who know, many of you don't, so excuse us who don't. I moved to Marin 5 years ago, and I bought the house that Heidi grew up in. Her parents' house, Betty and Thor, I believe their names were, who lived in that house for 50 years. And I live in that house right now. At the top of the hill, we own an acre of land in Terra Linda. It's phenomenal. And at the top of the hill, there's this magnificent oak tree that Heidi told me that was there when they built the house. That oak tree is fantastic. And that oak tree spreads its branches. I put a bench underneath it so I can climb to the top of the hill and meditate underneath it. And it takes in all the sunlight as the sun passes directly overhead. It soaks up all the water it needs and the nutrients from the soil. And it provides shelter for me when I'm meditating, beauty for us to look at. It provides oxygen for all of us to take in. It provides shelter for so many animals and insects and many, many creatures in my neighborhood. And it provides so much for all of us. And never, ever does it apologize for taking those things. Never, ever does it say, oh, I shouldn't take that much because there won't be enough sunlight left for the next tree. But we do that, don't we? We say, oh, I can't take that big of a slice. I can't be all of that because I'm going to make sure there's enough left for the person back here. And we forget our teachings. We live in an abundant, infinite universe, and that there is more than enough to go around. And you having everything you need does not take it away from someone else. They have their own sunlight. They have their own water. They have their own supply. They are just as entitled to the abundance of the world as you are. And you get to step fully into it. Or, if you were like me too, you were taught sometimes when you were a kid, don't get too big for your britches, right? Don't get too full of yourself. Well, why the hell shouldn't you be full of yourself? Who else are you going to be full of? Or what else are you going to be full of? Your BS, as Martha Creek calls it, your belief systems. Your belief system that there's not enough. Your belief system that, oh, if I shine that brightly, it will make people uncomfortable. If I name and claim my good, people might think I'm all full of myself. Well, I am full of myself. I am full of the divine potential within me, and it is ready to explode out into the world and to stop playing small. Unapologetic manifestation is about that because, guys, here's the thing. Did I skip past? This is the one. Sorry. Thank you. You don't get what you deserve. You don't get what you negotiate. You get, and you get to keep what you believe you are worthy of. Right? And there's a great story that I tell in the book and that I think you're going to appreciate too, because I know Deanne will, because she knows who I'm going to tell this story about. There was a gentleman in the class, Absolute Abundance. I know a lot of you took it. Do you remember the $100 bill exercise? Where we took a $100 bill out and we ripped the $100 bill into pieces. People freak out, right? Da-da-da-da. And then I asked them, I was like, well, can't God replace that $100 bill? And they go, no, but it's not being a good steward. I said, if it burned in a house fire, couldn't Spirit replace it? If you made a stupid mistake and lost the $100 bill, is your God so limited it can't replace that money? And is money energy? We know energy can't be destroyed. So the last part of the exercise, after I freaked everybody out, is I held up a $100 bill, and I said, who deserved this? And the first person that raises their hand gets the $100 bill, right? Well, when I was doing that class, this gentleman I've known for a long time raises his hand, and he takes the $100 bill. And he's one of the prayer chaplains at Unity San Francisco, and he's a mensch. He's a great guy. And after class is over, he comes up to me and says, I didn't hear a word you said after I took that $100 bill. And I said, why? And he goes, it made me so uncomfortable. It made me so nervous that I gave it away to the guy sitting next to me. And I was able to say, you will never really experience abundance until you can receive, until you can know you're worthy of receiving and keeping the money. And how many of us have done that? I know I have had abundance come to us, and we push it away, we squirrel it away, we hoard it. And you can see it in our nation right now. We live in the richest nation on the planet, right? We live in one of the most affluent counties in this nation. Do you get that? We live in Marin County, one of the richest and most luxurious places on the planet, and yet we worry there's not enough. We constantly worry as a nation and as a people and as church communities, just little old us, poor little me. We have crimes being committed right now in our name because we believe there's not enough here in the United States to support everyone who wants to live here. We have crimes being committed against humanity, against people of color right here in our nation, because we think that if they have something, we won't. And so people with billions of dollars are acting like this. And those of us with much less than that believe that too, because we think we don't have enough to give. We don't have enough to make ourselves prosperous and whole. And I realized it again this week, that I am not just pointing it out, folks, I'm living it. As I step into this realm of being an author and looking at my Kindle score and looking at all the things you have to do to be an author and to be successful and to make this book and these ideas percolate beyond the Unity communities I speak in, but to the world at large, that I heard myself thinking, well, I've never run a really successful company. I don't know what it is to do that, to have all those kind of employees and the resources it would take to have all those jobs and to have the team really. And I heard myself playing small. I heard myself thinking that I wasn't worthy of success like other people had gotten success. And I was like, oh, author, write for yourself, right? Oh, right? Unity. And a good friend looked at me and said, you don't think what you created at Unity San Francisco is running a company and is successful? I mean, Deanna and I sold that building, made a fortune. We still have over $1 million in the bank. And in my head, it's not enough. And in my head, I haven't done enough. And this change, this shift in consciousness to get beyond what is into what really could be has to do with me stepping fully into the power within me. Back from when I was in my 20s, hearing and understanding Eric Butterworth saying, discover the power within you. And it is never too late, 8 or 80. Here we are. Here we all are. We're on the planet for a reason. We're in this moment in time for a reason, to step out and to do something that's never been done before. To be bigger than we've ever been. To be more successful than we've ever known. And so I heard Deanne talking about who's in the room and who's online, and I was telling Karen the same thing is happening at Unity San Francisco, and yet we think, oh, back in the heyday, right? Back in the heyday when this room was packed and we had 2 services and this and that. But there are more people watching us online. There are more people who know of our teachings because of the internet and because of these books and because of these teachings. What we teach has become mainstream, and we don't give ourselves credit for being the ones who made it go mainstream. Us playing small isn't serving the world. To step up and to give yourselves a pat on the back and an applaud because you have created and maintained this amazing spiritual center that lifts people all over the world. And you are the gift. You are the things that's going to make it go further. You are the reason it is going to truly prosper. When we can step into that and manifest something that has never existed before, it's not going to look like it looked for our parents. It's not going to. Because manifestation isn't magical thinking. It isn't so, if I hold it in consciousness, the room will be full. No. It's about what we hold inside, the things that, like I just described, I become aware of. But there's an old Buddhist saying, don't mistake realization for understanding or understanding for liberation. I'm not free from those ideas and those beliefs just because I've recognized them. I have to do the spiritual work to put something else in their place. I need to do the exercises and the processes and the practices to shift who I've been into who I really want to be. And that's what this community does, and that's what each and every one of us as individuals sitting at home, sitting here, listening to this later in the week, listening to the podcast. This is the spiritual work, and this is the blessing. It's a conscious participation in our own lives. And manifestation isn't a formula, but is exactly a process that each and every one of you take on. Now, that said, I did write a book that has 5 steps. But here's the thing. The steps aren't mine. I didn't create them. I just articulated them in a new way. The principles aren't Unity's. They're not. They're the universe's principles. We just articulate them. This is ours to own because we are part of the whole. We are not actually individuals. We are one with the universe. And as we step into it, you get to make it yours. So yes, I've laid out 5 distinct steps. Focus your mind. Because in an infinite world, you have to pick something. You can always change your mind tomorrow. I have people say to me all the time, well, I don't want to name what I want because I don't want to limit the universe. Like you could. I mean, that's humility and arrogance in the same sense, right? You don't want to limit the universe. Good luck with that. And the second step is to shift your consciousness. To constantly be aware that you have the things within you, your belief systems, your BS, might be blocking your ultimate good. And to be willing to do the hard work of looking at yourself, to owning your biases, your prejudices, your limitations, your beliefs that life is a certain way, and to step into something new. And then, here's the thing I really like. It's like taking new steps. Not doing the same old thing over and over and over again, but taking new concrete steps. Because until something changes, nothing changes. Until you change, the results are not going to change. And then when we do, we step into collaboration. We make the whole pie bigger. So me having a big slice doesn't take away your slice. But because we've collaborated together, the whole pie is enlarged, serves more people, and there's more than enough to go around. The story of the loaves and fishes from the Gospels is not about a miracle. The material world is not made out of thin air. It exists already. The good you're looking for already exists on the planet. The partner you want, the house you want, as I just described. That house had always been there. I just didn't know it was mine until that moment. The love relationship, the children, the money already exists. What you're doing is stepping into receiving, like the $100 bill. Saying, yes, I deserve this. Yes, there's more than enough to go around, and we create something larger together. So that is step 3 and 4, to take the steps and to share the journey. Share it with others. Because when we stop asking, what can I take, and start responding with, what can I give? How can I collaborate? And how can we create something together? Then the whole world prospers, and we create win-win situations for everyone on the planet. And then the tapestry of abundance is just made stronger. Yes, it may appear in your mind as a solitary dream or goal, an idea, but we are never, ever alone. Do you get that? We're never alone. There's always someone, something, walking right beside us, whether we know it or not. Be it spirit, be it our ancestors, be it some stranger who shares our exact same desires and goals. And when we open ourselves to being vulnerable, real, willing to have our dreams shifted, changed, enhanced, enlightened, multiplied, expanded, we're going to start to say, like I did years ago, I was fighting, arguing, to hold on to a dream that was so small. I was fighting years ago, before I entered recovery, I was fighting to be able to hold on to drinking alcohol. Cocaine was my drug of choice, and that's what I've been in recovery for 22 years. And as clean as sober for 22 years. But in those days where I was arguing with what is, fighting reality, I was fighting to hold on to a really small, pathetic world. And what I can look back all these years later and say is, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens when I surrender this little belief system and what we can all create together. I can't wait till the next time I come here and speak in Marin. I can't wait till the next time I'm at a conference with Karen singing, or at a book signing where people come up to me and tell me what they created because they let go of playing small. Let's take that to our time of meditation. I invite you to get comfortable, to make the chair responsible for holding you, and let it. I invite you to let this amazing sanctuary shelter you from the rain. And if you're at home, I invite you to snuggle in to your most comfortable chair, right? Wrap the blanket around you, and to allow the material comforts of the world support you. For that's what it is, like the tree. It is providing shelter for you, comfort for your physical body, nurture for your soul. In this very room, wherever that is, there's more than enough. More than enough oxygen, more than enough air, more than enough financial resources to prosper us all. So right here and right now, I invite you to take a deep breath. And to realize I don't have to hold on to that. There's more than enough air, more than enough breath, more than enough wisdom for us all. And then to allow yourself to realize you have a heart's desire. You do have a desire in your heart for something in your life that you've not known yet, that has not fully manifested. And to allow yourself to feel it, to see it, to know it fully. If a voice pops up and says, "Ooh, that ship has sailed. Ooh, I'm too this. I'm not enough that," tell that voice, "Thank you for sharing." But we're doing this. This is the dream that won't let you go. This is the desire implanted in your soul by Spirit itself. And this is the calling of your heart. One of the techniques that I love, the practices that I love, is not only to know it intellectually, but to feel into that desire. See yourself interacting with the world with this desire as a fait accompli. This desire completely and unapologetically celebrated in your life, in your community, in your family. See yourself being honored for what you have accomplished. There are no small miracles. There are only great things done with love. Saving one life is equivalent to saving the planet, because there is only one of us here. One begotten, one race, one person. We are all part of the holy, holy one. Breathe in once again and feel the joy, feel the sense of accomplishment. For what you have done is the gift. What you will do is amazing. And what you bring changes everything. Let's take that energy, life, and meaning into our time of silence. Dreams. A million dreams. One dream. One day. No day. But today. All these words, all these opportunities come to this moment to allow us to release and allow us to reclaim what it is that we truly want. To reclaim, reimagine, and reinstate the goal of a world that works for everyone. No exceptions, no exclusions, including yourself, including you in that dream. So I guess your bulletin was right. I came here to talk about Lent. And so it is. And so we let it be.
Consider doing this for a while. Oh my God. I didn't know why I came today. I thought it was to see you. I guess not.
Well, I was like, oh my God.
Oh, thank you, Ken. It was fabulous. Fabulous. Funny how things work. My next song is called I Am Not Alone.
Wow, I didn't even know this.
When I walk through deep waters, I know that you will be with me. When I'm standing in the fire, I will not be overcome. Through the valley of the shadow, I will not fear. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. With faith you go before me. You will never leave me. In the midst of my deep questions, I see your light is breaking through. The dark of night will not overtake me. I am pressing into you. God, to fight my every battle, and I will not fear, 'cause I am not alone. I am not alone, and you will go before me. You're my strength, you're my defender, you're my refuge in the storm. Through these trials, you've always been faithful. You bring healing to my soul. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me. Oh, I am not alone. I am not alone. With faith you go before me, and you will never leave me. Sing with me. I am not alone. Oh, I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me. I am not alone. Oh, I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me. I am not alone.
Wow. A tough act to follow. A little closer to the mic. Is that better? Yeah. There we go. Thank you, Reverend Ken. You know, I've been coming, thank you. I was just thinking, I've been coming here for decades, and like, I got it, I understand, and then I go, whoa, there's a lot, there's so much more, and thank you for opening my heart to that, for that place. And one of the things is like, there's a lot of people watching me. I'm used to this group, but hundreds of people online? I'm a little nervous all of a sudden. Thank you for showing me the way. And thank you for your song, musicians and Deborah. Wow. If anything arose for you, and I assume there'll be a discussion circle in this room 15 minutes after services end. After the book signing. So come for the book signing, and Ken will be leading the discussion circle as well. Next slide says there's a book signing. I think we're in the right place. And then that's all leading up to our 6-week book study program, which will start next Sunday. And we are still looking for facilitators to help with that. Deborah, do you have something?
I just want to say, for those who did Absolute Abundance, you know how powerful it is to work this in a group. There is something about sharing where you are and what's happening. So if you've been like sitting on the cusp of like, do I want to facilitate? I don't know. Say yes. Okay, say yes to it. Let Carla know, because the more people who are connected in that way, the deeper you're going to be able to go into these principles, right? These principles of how we're all being invited to show up in a way that we have never shown up before. Isn't that exciting? Right? That's exciting, and we want to do that in community. There will be a study guide ready. That's my job this week. There'll be a study guide ready for next week, beginning next week. So if you do want to work it alone, you can. But I really suggest, even if you just touch base with 4 other people and you make a commitment to connect together, find a way to be in community as we navigate this as a community for the next 6 weeks, okay?
Now is our time for giving and receiving. The ushers will be coming by shortly. And there are many ways to give and receive. There's volunteer opportunities. We're looking for ushers. There's the Church Center app, online, QR codes for the live streamers. Check that out. The giving envelope that you were handed when you came in. And for those listening after the fact, you can mail a donation to Unity in Marin at 600 Palm Drive, Novato, California, 94949. Your spiritual connection card if you have a prayer request and you want the prayer community to hold that in prayer, then please leave that in the basket as well. And the online viewers, you have an opportunity as well on the live stream page to fill that out. So let's take this moment to hold in our hearts and our hands that gift, that offering we have, and know this together. I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully. I want to do that once more. I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully. Thank you. And Deborah.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaken, but I gotta be strong. Gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. Oh, it's the climb. Yeah. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes they knock us down, but no, we're not breaking. We may not know it, but these are moments that we're gonna remember most, and we're just gonna keep going, 'cause we gotta be strong. Just keep on pushing on. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. Here we go. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. Yes, it's the climb. Oh, it's the climb. Yes, it's the climb. It's the climb.
came to service on Sunday today, you're in the right place. Thank you for the music. Thank you, community, for your love and your offerings and your donations and your blessings upon us. We're having some fun this week. Oh yeah, I meant to tell Ken, laissez le bon temps rouler, my friend. If you don't know, that means let the good times roll. Say it again. Laissez le bon temps rouler. Spiritual movie night is this coming Friday night, and it's going to take place at the Mojo Dojo Karate Studio down at Tam Junction in Mill Valley. Always a good time, and I think you'll enjoy this movie that's coming up. It's called The Perfect Game. It's about a ragtag group of Mexicans who won the little boys, Little League kids, won 13 games in a row to win the Little League World Series. And it is coming up, spring training starting, so all us baseball fans will enjoy that. That's Friday night. And James, what time does that start?
5:45 get together.
5:45. And then we have the Community Social Justice Choir. And all are welcome, open to everyone. If you sing, come show up. If you can't sing, please show up. Next meeting is also next Sunday, the 22nd, and then there's an O Kings rally that the Social Justice Choir will be singing at on March 28th. So come together to sing in the name of justice and equality. Has anyone participated in that? Many of you? Yeah?
You should. You have a good voice.
Thank you.
You
All
don't
right.
have to be a singer.
Just
You don't have to be a singer.
You can. That's what I'm saying. Right. Thank you, Charcel. Appreciate that. We'll see. The Unity and Marin. Maybe JD, I should step into my uncomfortable zone there. Yeah. Excuse me. Ken, I had JD in mind. Ken, sorry about that. Yeah, that'd be a stretch. That'd be a stretch. Unity and Marin Prayer Shawl Ministry. That's a fun thing to do. Who likes to knit, crochet? All of us? There's at least one, Christine. Christine's holding the line. Thank you. Meet Christine on March 1st in the sanctuary to knit things together. Will the Unity and Marin Prayer Chaplains please rise? Hi, angels. I knew you were amongst us. Our prayer chaplains are here to remind us of our glorious beauty, our love incarnate. And they will hold you in prayer and confidential communion after services here in the sanctuary, immediately after services here in the sanctuary. So seek them out and get connected. I guess it's time for kids.
Rise.
Yay, kids.
And as we welcome the youth who are here with us, and we know that our teens are doing the teen thing. Good morning. So we have a blessing that we say. So this blessing is for the children that we are, for the youth that are here, and for the youth of the world. So please extend your hands and your hearts and know this with me. You are the perfect expression of divine light. We love you exactly the way you are. So it is. The light of God surrounds us.
I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and so it is. Thank you all.
I hear the music down in my soul. down in my soul, and the whole wide world is my home. I love the silence. I love the silence down in my soul. Down in my soul. I love the silence. I love the silence down in my soul. Down in my soul. I love the silence. I love the silence down in my soul. Down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I have the power. I have the power down in my soul. I have the power down in my soul. Down in my soul. I have the power. I have the power down in my soul. Down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my
Happy Sunday, everybody. Ken will be in here signing books. Go get coffee, go get stuff. You can bring it in the sanctuary, and then he will lead the discussion in here.